Hello, welcome to Health Options. Health Options is the program that not only tracks government policies on health, but helps you with the information you need to make informed choices about your health. It's good to have you join us on the program. I am Rabi Abdullah. The ISO 15189 of 2012 is an internationally regulatory standard for medical laboratories that accredits lab as meeting quality management systems and a standard used by regulators, accreditation bodies, and clients to confirm or recognize the competence of a lab. Do you know that only 7 out of the over 5,000 medical laboratories in Nigeria meet such international standard? Shocking and worrisome, isn't it? Well, that's the Nigerian situation. What is responsible for the huge deficit in the number of ISO certified labs in the country, and what needs to be done in order to change the narrative? Our attention is on these and other issues revolving around medical laboratory services and the nation's healthcare delivery on this episode of Health Options. On Nature's Corner, we shall bring you plants that have anti-malarial properties for your health benefits. Thanks for joining us. You are on to Health Options, and our attention is on the deficit in the number of medical laboratories in the country that meet international standards. With me in the studio to take us through this is the Registrar, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Tosin Erabo. Thank you for joining us on Health Options, Dr. Erabo.
It's nice being your program.
Okay, let's start by getting to know the place of, laboratory services in any healthcare delivery.
Thank you. It's nice to let you know that 70% of the empirical data used by care providers are generated from the laboratory. Laboratory is the bedrock of medicine. If results are not accurate and reliable, whatever the caregiver is doing is a guesswork. And that is why the medical laboratory scientist or medical laboratory profession plays a big role in making sure that if you go to the hospitals, we try as much as possible to see that you get your results and the treatment that the clinician will want to give is in order. If that result does not come on time or is not accurate, what you will get is a guesswork. And with that, you will come to see that the medical laboratory profession is a key player in healthcare delivery in our dear country, Nigeria. Okay, from what I got from you, standard, quality, two very important issues that should never ever compromise when it comes to medical lab services in healthcare delivery, right? Very correct.
I want you to take us into the Nigerian situation where quality assurance is concerned in terms of ensuring that your men, the professionals, and even the lab themselves are of the quality that is there. If the reverse is the case, tell us what the situation is like. What have you found, and what are you trying to do about if there are issues?
Yes,
quackery,
we cannot
misdiagnosis, and all of that.
We cannot overrule that we might not get some of these negative processes. But one thing, in line with our mandate, is to regulate the profession so that Nigerians can get better results. As a council, we have put in place a lot of strategies to reduce this cankerworm in our country. And for you to say you have quality professionals, you shall be talking of right from the training aspect. And if the training is not in line or is not monitored, you cannot get good professionals. So as a council, we accredit our departments in the universities. When these universities have been accredited, we monitor their examinations in the professional areas. Once that is done, these professionals are now made to take the professional code of conduct, which is given to them, and with that, they understand that there is challenge or there is a responsibility that has been given to them in terms of their workplace. Once we are through with that, they are now pushed out to the youth service. Once they are out of that youth service, the next line of action is that they are expected to continuously go into what we call continuous professional development. That, in a nutshell, you must have for you to renew your license yearly. As you do that, then we are not sure that you are up top notch in that aspect. Then what happens to the areas where the practice is supposed to take place? We now also have to do what we call inspections of those facilities. We do routine inspections, and we also carry out mentorship.
Okay, let me just take you, cut you short there. From the inspections you've carried out or you've been carrying out, what were your findings?
Well, our findings is that there are a lot of quacks in the system, and because of that number of quacks in place, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria developed a checklist to see that these quacks are removed from the system. As I speak to you today, we have not less than about 5 or 6 cases of prosecution we have taken over to see that those quacks are eliminated from the system. And you know that justice system in the country is not too fast. That is why we are not getting the results we are getting where we are. Some are in appeal. Now when you get some cases, we get result or we get judgment, the other side will want to say, I must go for appeal. So we are doing appeal, and I'm telling you, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria is on top of that to make sure that we eradicate quackery in the system.
It's one thing to have a standard facility and be a professional, and it's another to abide by the rules. Because I'm going to ask this question based on the avalanche of cases of misdiagnosis, yes, emanating from laboratory services and all of that. Are you comfortable with that?
We're not comfortable with that.
Yes.
That is why the governing board, in line with our mandate, has a professional disciplinary committee where every members are tried, and that is ongoing. And we're also looking at a situation whereby people who run these laboratories work based on the rules. I must tell you that before we talk about accreditation, which is the ultimate for a laboratory to have, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria has a process of registration. And the governing board, in its wisdom, gave us approval that for you to operate any medical laboratory facility in this country, you must meet a similarly level of quality management system. And that is what we are operating. If you have quality management system in place in all this laboratory, the issue of misdiagnosis will be reduced. But it is this quality management system that will lead the facility to certification or accreditation of those laboratories. Because we don't just jump into accreditation of laboratories because it's voluntary. But what this country as a policy is that you must meet that minimum quality management system, which is what we call 1 star before your laboratory can be approved. And this was given to us by June 2020 by the governing board.
Okay, let's get to the big one now. ISO certification. As the name connotes, internationally recognized.
Yes.
If any result emanates from such lab with an ISO certification, it means such result is accepted anywhere in the world. What are the benefits of that?
The benefit of that ISO standard for you to have it is that, one, you are sure of that result. Outside, we call it one-stop shop. Once a test is done in Nigeria, if it's coming from ISO laboratory, you take it anywhere in the world, it's also accepted. That is one. The patient will get quality result. The clients are satisfied that they are sure what is coming out. And more also, the personnel that render this test, the equipment, the environment meets international standards. And once you have that, and you have more patronage coming into your facility. So, as a practitioner, you are more at rest if your lab has ISO accreditation.
Okay, are you worried about the fact that from information reaching us, reports reaching us has it that out of the over 5,000 laboratories in the country, only 7 of such could boast of such international certification, specifically that of 2012. Can you let's touch on that?
Okay, thank you. When I saw that report, I was so taken aback. However, not that the number we have is something to say hooray about. We have organizations outside this country and inside this country and us giving accreditation. The SANAS, South African Accreditation Service, have come to this country to give about 4 facilities this ISO accreditation. NINAS, which is also an organization supported by UNIDO, has also done about 3 of these facilities. Those are the ones outside the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. Okay. The Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, which is the national accrediting body, has also accredited 8 facilities to ISO 15189-2012.
So are you saying that if we take the 7,
we take 7,
then
take our 8, it will be about 15 or so.
Oh, we have up to 15.
Yes, that's why I said
still a huge deficit when
we do.
Out of over 5,000.
No, okay, for the number of 5,000,
yes,
we are the custodian. In our database, we have 3,733 facilities on our database. The 5,000 maybe is an approximated figure, but the actual, you can quote it anywhere, is as of today is 3,733 facilities on our database.
Okay, that are registered.
Registered with us. And if you are not registered, yes, I cannot count you as a facility.
Okay.
Because the law of the country does not permit you to even operate. We know our policies, how it drags, what are there. But we are trying to see that all facilities are registered so that we can keep track of you, and from there we'll do an advocacy on how you can participate into this accreditation process.
Okay. Yeah, 15, like you said.
We're not saying we are there,
yeah,
but the actual,
yes,
I'm just telling you, the one that came from SINAS is 4. We have NINAS 4. MLSA, which is the National Accrediting Body, 8.
That's your council.
Yes, which is as of today. And we are open as we call it landlord of medical laboratories in this country. We have worked with SINAS. That's how we can quote their figures. We've worked with NINAS and all other regulatory, other accrediting bodies that have come to this country liaise with us. We have collaboration to see that Nigeria gets the number. If we are talking, this is what we are saying about 15 now. About 5 years ago, we could not boast of level 2.
Wow.
And it's not that these things were not there, but it did not get to this part of the world that accreditation is the rate eating. What we were practicing there was that once you register, you practice, you are being monitored. But now that we are now having to talk about global best practices, we are now where we are. And with the advocacy we are carrying out, MLSCN is driving this process in this country to see that more labs gets accredited to ISO 15189. That is the truth.
Okay, so we should keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, I will say.
Boost in the number of such facilities.
Yes.
Okay.
I speak to you today authoritatively that we have not less than 6 that have also passed through our baseline. They are for the national accreditation. And one thing that should get clear to all of us is that MLSCN, as a council of government, adopted the ISO 15189. So whatever we do as it relates to accreditation is the same thing you will get from signers. It's the same thing you will get from NINAs, because we all use the same international standard. Because whatever we do is not subservient to whatever other organizations who are operating as 15189 is doing. It's also important for me to let you know that SON recently has just adopted the ISO 15189 for use in Nigeria for all medical laboratories in this country. So instead of we saying ISO 15189 2012, based on that adoption made by SON, is now called National NIS ISO 15189 2019.
Oh, wow,
so that is, you see that Nigeria is moving and trying to adapt to this process so that we all meet up with what other countries. No, we normally at times we start too slow, and I assure you, by the time we put our hands together, we are talking in the next 2-3 years, Nigeria will not be what we are talking about now, because a lot of facilities are now interested in keying into this national and international accreditation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tosin Ehabo, for your insight into the discussion. It's really heartwarming to know that so much is being done to ensure quality services in medical lab services in Nigerian healthcare. Good to know. Thank you so much for coming on the program. We look forward to, knowing how far, you will have gone in the next 2 years or so from now. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
All right. As you know, Nigeria is one of the malaria endemic countries. The good news, however, is that the country is also richly blessed with lots of plants with anti-malaria properties. We take a look at some of these plants and their proper use on our nature scanner.
In the management of malaria, we have various processes: preventive, curative. Preventive environmental factors are very important. You talk about flooding. So this has to do with stakeholder. Ministry of Environment has its state in it. Meteorological department that talks about the condition of the weather. It's important that we keep our environment clean. The water, the flooding is reduced to minimal so that you cannot breed mosquitoes. That is the aspect. And there are some kind of chemicals that are used to treat those stages. Either at the larva stage, it is important, and that can be done under the Ministry of Environment. However, let us look at medicinal plants where we are concerned. In those documents, we have so many anti-malaria medicines that are gifted. God is in every home. There must be, or there should be, or there is a pawpaw tree. The pawpaw tree, from long immemorial, has been known to be used in the management of malaria. The pawpaw leaves, but God is in infinite mercy. You notice that at times it is green, the leaf, but with time it is yellowish. That yellowish pawpaw leaf is an excellent remedy in the management of malaria. And the content of the seeds, the pawpaw seeds that has menthol taste, can be taken as infusion as tea in the management of malaria. Mango leaves, guava leaves, you eat the mango fruits, the leaves, the guava leaves, the eucalyptus leaves, which are all over, the neem tree, documented, even your food, the bitter leaf, the ephiri, the inchawu, all these have anti-malaria properties. The mother's remedies, which you cannot wipe out. The process of taking those leaves, boiling them in a pot, and doing the process which scientists called diphoterism, which you do, you know, in the local way, we use the blanket. In the modern way, you can now use it in what you call in your bathtub or jacuzzi, and they stay in it for 15 to 30 minutes. It detoxifies the system. It tones the liver, it tones and vasodilates the skin, it stimulates the GIT to remove toxins. What happens to the parasite? Remember, the body has the capacity to heal itself. So when it is stimulated, it begins to fight the foreigner, and the foreigner is the parasite. And that is the way the body can be able to act. And of course, you can take some infusion. A glass of those infusion 2 to 3 times daily. But I will say the measurement. For the measurement infusion is when you boil those leaves, a handful of guava leaves, a handful of neem leaves, a handful of mango leaves, 5 pieces of pawpaw leaves, boiled in 2.5 liters of water. 2.5 liters of water. I am giving you the dosage according to the plants. Okay? According to traditional remedies. I didn't say orthodox remedies. This is traditional remedies. Generation, our parents have done that. But we have now improved to look at the quantity of water and also look at the quantity of the leaves. I said a handful. I am also going to give you the dried form. This is the freshly prepared. During the rainy season, the trees are there. They grow better because they will be made available for you to pluck and boil. I said 2.5 liters water. You steam with it. Before you steam, remove the 1/2 liter and use the 2 liters. And you can add 5 drops of eucalyptus oil. And then do the process of diphoterism. You get a relief and you tone the organs. Then you take those glass of the infusion 1 or 2 times daily, 2 to 3 times daily. Is both preventive and curative. For preventive, do it during this season at least 2 to 3 times in a week. For curative, even, let me repeat it, even if you have taken the orthodox drugs, you can now do this process of diabetes as an additional benefit, as to complement and do what we called supportive therapy. Orthodox, the beauty about it, the natural remedies helps to remove the metabolites of the orthodox, because the orthodox are chemicals in the body, and any chemical in the body is a poison, and we need to remove what we call, scientists, the waste products of any drug you thought. We call them metabolites. The good work of these natural remedies is to support the organs to remove those wastes.
That's health options for this week. A quick reminder that you can go to our YouTube channel to watch the upload of these and other episodes of the program. Email us for your comments and contributions at healthoptions@nta.gov.ng. Do also remember to stay safe from COVID-19. I remain yours, Rabi Abdullah. Hope to see you again.